Welcome to the Make You Famous podcast, where host Jeffrey Goldsmith talks with guests about fame and how to achieve it.
I'm your host, Jeffrey Goldsmith, and check out the book at makeyoufamous.co.
Nice to meet you, Hannah.
Yeah, nice to meet you too, Jeff.
So tell me, we kind of met randomly on FameBit.
Yes.
Yes. And how many followers do you have on YouTube now?
About 16,000.
Yeah, and Instagram?
A couple thousand.
Yeah, okay. And so what's your strategy? What are you trying to do?
That's a good question. One that I'm always trying to figure out.
Yeah.
Mostly
Everything.
just everything. Well, I really love fashion, so I want to share that with others. And I think I kind of have a unique perspective on fashion. I do it on a budget. I do it secondhand, thrifting. And so I like to be able to share that with people.
Cool. Well, so this is a Cavalli shirt.
Oh, very nice.
And it's like the black part's a little translucent, but you can't really see it right now. And I shop at Wasteland on Haight Street in San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
And also at a place called Held Over. And there's a number, right around the corner from my house.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a believer, right?
Oh, good. I may have already influenced you then.
I've been doing this for years. Andy Warhol said, if you have a sense of style, you can look great for $5, right?
That's true. Yep.
And I once interviewed Allen Ginsberg, and he told me he owned one suit, a Brooks Brothers suit that he bought at a thrift shop.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. So it's not unknown to the to poets and artists and so forth that buying thrift can look great for less, basically.
Yeah, and it's a great way to express your own personal style. It's different than the trends. You get to start your own trends.
Right.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah.
So how are you going about getting the word out about what you're doing? I mean, obviously you're doing this, right?
Yeah, a lot of social media. I usually try any new platform that comes out. I've really taken to Instagram though. Just emailing editors and magazine editors and just telling them who I am, just trying to get my name out there.
Okay. So magazine editors. So I used to have a website called objectfetish.com. And we sold stuff for stores in San Francisco, New York, and LA. And then we focused just on jewelry. When we focused on jewelry, then I got us in, I think it was Elle magazine 3 times, because I wrote to the accessories editor and said, hey, check out the jewelry we've got. And he wrote back, hey, do you have anything like this theme and that theme? So he was looking for content.
Right.
And that's something that I think people don't know, is that editors and, people who are running big media sites are hungry for content.
Right. Yeah.
Cool, right?
Yeah.
So you could end up with a column somewhere.
Maybe. Maybe I will one day if I just keep pitching myself.
Yes. You could also, what else you could do is you could do thrift store review. And you could go in with a video and shoot in thrift stores about what they've got all over the world.
Yeah.
And that way, interesting idea, right, Hannah? I promise you I would do this. I would brainstorm ideas. So you could go into thrift stores and video what they've got and talk to the people working there and talk to people shopping and sort of do a report on thrift stores.
Right. I've thought of doing that just in a written form. I've never thought of doing it as a video, though. I would feel like that might be invasive to people. Like, hey, I'm just going to film in your store,
Try it. Ask.
I guess it's worth a shot.
Yeah. If you come to San Francisco, I swear, Haight Street, you can spend a day here and have enough content. If you did it once a week, you'd have enough content for 2 months.
Right. That'd be fun.
Yeah, LA also has really good thrift stores. City. Where are you, by the way? I can't remember.
I'm in Wisconsin, a small town in Wisconsin.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So do you travel much or not yet?
I take the normal kind of family road trips, those kind of vacations across the country, but that's about as much as I get out.
Well, then I wonder, so how far are you from Madison, from Kenosha, Milwaukee's also really cool.
Yeah. I'm about 40 minutes from Madison,
Okay.
40 minutes south of Madison, probably about 3 hours from Milwaukee.
Okay, but you're not far from Chicago.
Yeah, that's another one that's pretty close. Probably about 2.5 hours from Chicago.
Okay. So I've done the drive from Chicago to Madison. Um, you could go to Madison, you could go to Chicago, you could go to Milwaukee. And that's, I read something once that if you want to change careers or start a career, doing little experiments is the way to do it.
Right.
Because you try these things, and if they work, then you're like, and people respond to it, and you're like, insight, that's what people want.
Yeah, right. Yeah. A few weeks ago, I actually did sort of an experiment with my social media. I did this, an event, I guess, an online event called Live from the 80s, where every day I did live videos, and I just lived like it was the 80s, and I just presented that sort of lifestyle online. Just to,
Cool.
it was fun for me, and it was an experiment I was going to do personally and then write about, but then I was like, why not bring the internet in on it? So we enjoyed a whole week of living like it was the 80s. So.
That's a cool idea.
Yeah.
So there's another idea there, is that you could invite your followers to post like videos or photos from the 80s. Yes, Duran, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I do love to include them as much as possible. That besides building up myself and like presenting myself, I want to also include as many people as possible, create the community feel. So
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, well, it's not just the feel. I think you can really create a community. It's really interesting.
yeah.
And so how did you get started doing this stuff? I mean, what inspired you to begin to do social media around fashion?
Well, I had always liked fashion. Definitely in high school, I really liked it, but my friends didn't like it, and so I just tried to blend in and just be normal. And then after high school, let's see, it would have been like 8-9 years ago, after I got out, then I was like, you know what, I can be whoever I want to be. So then I decided to really play up fashion, and I've always loved fashion magazines, so I was definitely inspired by all of that in fashion magazines, and blogs had just started. This was around like 2009. I started reading fashion blogs. I was like, I want to do that. That's how you shared with other people, because it was before Instagram and everything. So 2009 was when I would have started my first blog. And
That's amazing. And so you're making a little money at it, or?
Yeah, I've definitely started monetizing a lot more seriously in the last year, but I've probably spent about 2 years just trying to figure out how to do that.
Yeah. Okay, but that's a lesson to people, right? It's like 2009, 2017. That's 8 years.
Yeah. I guess I'm a little behind.
No, I don't think it's true. I think that there's this mythology that you just start something and boom, it blows up. I think that's very rare. And like, oh, Keisha thought my dog was the cutest dog in the world, and now I have 10 million followers. Like that, it's like winning a lottery ticket.
Yeah.
And that kind of thing does happen, and because it happens and then we read news about it, that's the norm. But I think what you're doing, like overnight, I had to work 20 years to be an overnight success. That's much more typical. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I don't know. I think that's great. That's a great lesson for people. That you really have to work at something. Becoming a famous fashion blogger, a commentator, it's years sometimes.
Yeah. And of course, blogging is still such a new medium that we're all still trying to figure it out. Like, where is it going? How do you do it? And so.
Well, everyone is becoming their own independent celebrity.
Hmm.
Like you're in charge of your own. Um, in the old days, it was the star system, right?
Hmm.
Hollywood producers and the Hollywood scene, they had control of all the stars. Everybody's under contract, blah, blah, blah. It's not that way anymore because
Hmm.
everyone can produce their own. Look at this, look what we're doing.
Yeah.
We can produce our own media and do whatever we want. And interestingly, in Japan, it still is this hierarchical structured system. There's
Oh.
agents, and the agents have all the celebrities under contract. Even
Hmm.
web properties are owned. I'm going to do an event in Japan soon, and I used to live there, and it's just an interesting contrast to U.S. And so that's
Yeah,
what we
definitely.
talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you'll go to Tokyo one day, and there's really cool thrift shops in a place called Harajuku.
Okay. Okay.
And you
I've probably heard of it.
You could fund your trip by taking a suitcase full of cool clothes to Harajuku and selling them.
Yeah. Yes, I could.
And
Yeah.
you can make a video about selling those clothes and funding your trip to Tokyo. And then,
Wow.
and then
All of it.
yeah, it's quite cheap. I mean, you can get an Airbnb for $50 a night there. And then,
Right.
that'd be interesting to see if you actually did that. There's
Hmm.
another idea, Hannah.
I know you're just full of all good
That's
ideas.
3. Well, I could come up with many more. You'd have to spend 3 lifetimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm good at, actually.
Yeah, you said you were a marketing guy, so yeah.
Atypical. Yeah. So what else? More ideas. Let's see. You need more? Do
I don't know.
you have any of your followers who are? You have a core group of followers that you talk to all the time.
Right. Yes. Yes. Definitely.
How many of them are there, do you think?
I want to say at least 20 to 30
Okay.
that I recognize their names when it pops up. And
So here's another idea.
mhm.
If you're not traveling that much, if you have your focus, which is Chicago, Milwaukee, Madison,
Mhm.
Milwaukee I loved Milwaukee. I was just there. I was picking up my son in Kenosha. He was hanging out with my aunt and uncle doing art projects. So if you have that area, then you just need to find someone in LA, someone in Portland and or Seattle, someone in New York, someone in Miami, Las Vegas. That's all you need is like 4 or 5 people to start, and ask them to go out and shoot stuff.
Mhm.
And you still have then you have a network of people. The outfit repeater becomes this producer of viral content, viral fashion thrift content from all over the world. You could find someone in Tokyo. You could put an ad on Craigslist. I want you to be a reporter for the outfit repeater.
Yeah. Yeah.
You could create
Cool.
a global network of
Right.
outfit repeaters and
Yeah.
make an outfit repeater t-shirt
Mm-hmm. Right.
with staff on the back. And then they're official.
Yeah.
You can make and laminate a card. Have a laminated card.
The
Oh yes,
VIP card.
right. I'm from the fashion repeater. Can I film in your store
Mm-hmm.
and make it all look real?
Really big deal. Yeah. That sounds fun.
So that's idea number 4. I lost count, but
A lot. That's why you're recording it, so you can remember everything. Yeah.
So there you go. Those are some ideas. So I what I'd like to do is I guess follow you, Hannah,
Mhm.
and see what you do next.
Could be anything.
After this, I'll send you a link to this recording, and then you write me an email and say, hey, this is what's interesting about this. Here's what I think I'm going to do.
Okay.
And then we can see. And I can ask people to look at this and see what they think.
All right.
How do they want to help Hannah?
That would be really nice of you.
It's not that nice. I mean, it's just an experiment. I'm just
Yeah.
curious.
Right, right.
Of course. Why not help you?
Hmm.
What everyone should be helping everybody else.
Right. Well, that's definitely a philosophy that I follow online. I have made a lot of connections with other bloggers and YouTubers, and we all help one another behind the scenes.
That's cool. So,
Yeah.
so do you have advice for something I ask everybody I interview? Like, do you have advice for people?
Advice for like getting into fashion.
Into fashion, into doing blogging. Like,
Um,
what do people need to do? I mean, 8 years is a long time to persevere.
right. Just learn as much as possible. Try anything once. Um, yeah. Just keep learning. That's what I do.
Okay. And I guess this is part of it.
Hmm.
And I've
Yeah.
learned something from you too. I didn't
Oh,
realize it. 8 years.
yeah.
Was there anything else you want to add, Hannah?
Thank you for having me. This is my first time doing a podcast, so I was kind of nervous. I didn't know what to expect.
You know, a lot of hard questions.
Oh
Real
yeah, definitely.
comfort.
I don't normally do video calls with, I don't want to call you a stranger, but just first time meeting someone doing a video call. This was
Right.
totally new to me. I've never, I just took a chance. I do the scary thing first and then I'll freak out about it later. Like, oh my gosh, I just did something.
So that's a good piece of advice. Do the
Mhm.
scary thing and freak out later.
Yep. Yep, that's how I fight my nerves.
You're funny.
Yeah,
All
thanks.
right. Was there anything else you want to add before we go?
No, I can't think of any good parting lines.
That. Thank you very much for being with us. And
Yeah, thank you very much.
you're a good example of perseverance, and I think you already are successful.
Mhm.
And it's just a matter of continuing on the path.
Well, thank you. Thank you for saying so.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Well, we'll talk again soon.
All right, thank
Let me know
you.
how it goes.
Oh, I will.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening, and be sure to check out the book at makeyoufamous.co.